bed, whatever not, he's very reasonable. He can come out and handle it.
Dig that foundation for the new addition you're going to put in.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Dig It Services, LLC. Okay, so I don't want to get off tariffs yet because there's one more track from Wilbur Ross that I wanted to play. And but before we do that, let's take a call from Rick in Pinckney. Rick, welcome to the show.
Hello, how you do?
Good.
Rick,
how
are you a first-time caller?
No, I have called before.
Sorry.
I have called before.
Okay, hi.
But I just wanted to say that for years now, there's been, I don't know how many, thousands of Chinese cartwheels stored here in southeast Michigan at different locations that have been dumped on the market. This has been going on for quite a while. And it's not like they were ordered. These wheels have been sitting there just kind of flooding the market forever. And I was looking online, and now the Chinese have opened a wheel manufacturer in Greenville, Michigan, where they're going to produce 3 million wheels a year. So they are definitely predatory in our markets. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah. So, but take a step back. So they opened a facility to manufacture them here?
Yes, in Greenville, Michigan.
Okay.
I just saw. I went online and looked. And I thought, you know, they have all these wheels. They've depressed the prices so much. And, well, what they did is they drove, you know, the local out of business, and now they're going to make them
Is that what happened to Motor Wheel?
Motor
What's
Wheel?
that?
the company, Motor Wheel?
The rim. What we call the rim.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, but the good thing is, though, they had to build here, and at least we're getting American jobs out of it instead of just pouring that money to a manufacturing facility over in China, which, again, you know, in time of war, you just nationalize the Chinese manufacturer and start making our own wheels for the Bradleys, right? Whatever. I understand, though, but this is what tariffs can do. I mean, because we've allowed China to sell stuff here without any tariffs, and we can't sell stuff there.
But this is what Rick was saying. They depressed the market.
Yeah.
Like they were doing with raw steel, depressing the market so that they put their competition out of business.
Yep. Yeah, that's what they've done to us. So I'm still a so Rick, you agree with the tariffs?
Yes, I do. I think that I don't think he's actually going to follow through with them. But you have to get some fairness into this market where you know that they play by the same rules, because the Chinese feel so put upon by their past history of what the West has done to them. They feel like they have to be much more aggressive, I think.
Yeah, that could be part of it. Yeah, absolutely it could. But, you know, in the meantime, what the mainstream media doesn't tell you, that China has already agreed in a previous agreement a few weeks ago that news hardly reported on it, that they have agreed to buy more goods and services from the U.S. as part of these negotiations already. So the tough talk works. You know what I mean? You have to walk in and bargain from a position of strength, not from a position of weakness as we did under Obama and Carter and Clinton and Bush. Right?
I agree. I agree totally. And also the Chinese have made huge investments in the city of Detroit that people do not know about, in areas that had been vacant for 50, 60 years probably.
Yeah.
They have built huge warehouses, and I don't know if they're going to be manufacturing or what there, but they have made huge investments, like an area like on Mount Elliott, which is east of the Poletown plant, which was empty for decades, is now occupied. And this has just happened in the last couple of years.
Yeah, and we hear these stories of Chinese developers coming in and buying up big chunks of property and building like Chinese enclaves, right? It happens across the country.
Well, they were buying up real estate big time. My son was actually working for a real estate company for a while. They were buying up huge packages of real estate to resell to investors in China. That's just kind of they were, you know, we were depressed and they were taking advantage of it.
Yeah, that's the free market at work. Mm-hmm. All right, great call, Rick. I appreciate it.
Okay, thank you very much.
Take care. Let's take a call from Walter in Belleville. Hey, Walter, how you doing?
Hey, doing great, man.
How you been?
Well, you guys, I've been great. You guys need to be on 2 hours, at least 3 hours, no less than 2 hours.
We're not arguing with you. Did you hear an argument?
I didn't pay you to say that either, did I? Right?
Maybe before y'all can even touch on the surface, man, so y'all be going off.
Hey, if Dick Kupke gets 2 hours, we get 2 hours. Sorry, Pastor Rick.
Well, what do you got, Walter? Tell us.
I want to take this little conversation a little different. I want to talk about gas prices.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
And tie it into Donald Trump's, tax cuts, okay? I believe that I'm kind of speculating and just kind of, going out on a limb here. But you take the average working class person in this state, even with the Donald Trump's tax cuts, there's a lot of people been sending their checks, less federal taxes taken out, which is true. If Michigan, being on the course is on now with Tricky Rick Snyder, raising gasoline taxes.
Is your beard? Hey, Walter. Hey, Walter, are you sporting a beard right now?
Hello?
Are you wearing a beard? Because
What's that brushing noise, Walter?
Your phone is really breaking up really bad.
Okay, let me try a different location real quick. Is better?
There's something on your something's hitting your phone.
Breeze. I think
or it's a breeze. Are you outside in the wind?
What about now?
Yeah, no, there's wind calling in. Anyways, make it quick.
Go ahead. Oh, we made him self-conscious. Can you imagine Walter?
Okay, Walter, call us back when you get a chance because you're breaking up really bad. Okay, well, I don't know if he was outside in the wind or what, but couldn't quite hear. But yeah. I kind of hear where he's going, I think, with the gas prices. People are starting to complain because gas prices are rising, which seems odd, right? We are now the number one producer in the world of petroleum, and our gas prices here at home are starting to climb a little bit again, right? We're above $3 a gallon.
It's a world market, though.
It is a world market.
And we've been having hijinks with Iran recently.
Yeah. That's part of it. The other part is it's the spring season, right?
And summer
you didn't hear it this year as much as you do other years, but they flip over to the air quotes summer blend, whatever that
summer
is,
formulation.
right?
Well, it's supposed to reduce smog, yeah.
So they say, right? Yeah. I always wonder if that's true or if it's just another excuse to jack us for 20 cents a gallon or whatever it is they do. But it is the summer season. People are traveling more. The economy's heating up a little bit. It's not unsuspected, right, that gas would go up a little bit. And the Saudis, OPEC, has drawn the line. They are not pumping in response like they normally would. They're like, hey, we'll keep up with the Americans.
Remember, they were over pumping to try and drive our frackers out of business, which didn't happen.
Yeah, they learned their lesson quickly, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I think they've tightened up. The market's stabilized for oil right now. Unfortunately, it means not $2.20 a gallon. It means $3.20 a gallon. So and it hurts. I go to the pump, and instead of paying $30 to fill up, I'm paying $45 now, and it's an extra $15 every time. I'm not wealthy.
Walter was saying something about the economy and taxes, and I don't know if he was going towards where he was going on that, about people working or not in employment. Is he back?
Yeah, we got Walter back. Hold on. Let's try him again. All right, Walter, are you there?
Hey, hope it's better this time.
Oh, there you go. Much better. Well,
what I was saying is on that, being in Michigan, what Snyder and the Republicans did, register. I think my license plate fee has doubled. I think.
Yeah, I've got to pay mine. I noticed it went up significantly too. So you're breathing into your phone, Walter. That's what you're doing. Happening? You're breathing heavy into your phone.
He's excited to talk to us. He's breathing heavy.
It's Play Misty for me. I'm Clint Eastwood, right? But mine went up too, Walter. I can't really tell you what it is they're doing with that. Are they fixing our roads with that? I don't know.
Okay, with that gas prices that has gone up at the gas pump.
Yeah.
The cost of living. What's going to happen, and you're going to probably start seeing people that voted for Donald Trump complaining, especially in Michigan. I know it varies across the country as far as gas prices. They're going to start saying stuff like, hey, man, I ain't seen no difference in the so-called tax cut because all my money is going into my gas tank, going for my license plate, and the other cost of living things. So it's hurting. It's not. You're not going. I don't. And I think that's reality. You're not seeing much of a big difference. I don't care if you get a pay raise or not. If it goes into your gas tank, because it's so much. You can go so far with high gasoline prices, especially the bigger your vehicle is.
Yeah.
You pumping all that money into your gas tank. Your little surplus is going to be cut into like a termite eating slowly at your house. You know, it happened when gas prices were over $3 and $4 when Bush and Obama was in office. It started cutting into even my savings and everything, where you didn't see yourself getting ahead, you know.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, this is what aggravates me about the Republicans here in the state of Michigan, right? The people turned down the additional gas tax to fix the roads. The Republicans went ahead and put an additional tax, right, legislatively onto our fuel tax. I think our fuel tax is like highest in the nation, just about, right? Mm-hmm. And yet our roads suck. And somebody told me, and I'm not sure, that I've got a buddy who's really good with the gas tax. We'll have to try and get him in here. He's a very educated guy. He's in the trucking industry. A lot of that tax money that we're paying for gas tax, I don't think goes to the roads. It gets siphoned off for other things. Do you know anything about that?
No, I don't.
Yeah, some of the money that is raised does not end up fixing our roads. It's getting siphoned off.
Next time Pat Colbeck calls in, we can ask
That's
him.
a good idea. We'll get Pat in here because I bet you he's spot on for every dime that goes into the gas tax, where it goes. I bet you he knows.
You know, but when you look at inflation, for instance, I just bought another carton of ice cream. And it's not that the price of the carton of ice cream is going up. It's the amount of ice cream in the carton that's going down. I was really flabbergasted. I don't buy a lot of ice cream. But this is not a half gallon. This is like a quart now in a kind of modified package. But gasoline really it's been up and down. It's not the 25 cents when I was a kid, but it's – I mean, I was paying $2.25
in your Model T.
30 years ago. I was paying $2.25. Yeah, exactly, my flivver. Yeah.
Hey, guys, look.
No, listen. Let me finish, Walter. If I was paying $2.25 30 years ago, and I was down to $2.25 again just last year, and now I'm up to $3, I'm not seeing the effects of inflation on the price of gasoline. So I'm not. Of course, I don't drive for a living. You know, I mean, I drive to my living.
Yeah. Go ahead, Walter. What were you going to say?
But it is hurting the average worker out there, and it's like a termite slowly but surely eating at your house.
Well, I'll agree with you because you know what? It hurts me.
That's what happens when gas goes up, and then it affects the cost of everything we purchase. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Other people know it or not.
Yeah. If I can fill up my tank for $31 instead of $45, I'm missing out on buying that other case of beer.
Yep.
You know.
And that hurts the economy in the long run, and people are going to start griping and complaining. Well, I'm not seeing what his tax cuts doing for me, especially in Michigan.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, Walter, you're going to be out there pumping up Trump and pumping up the good news, and let's not focus too much on the bad news. Gas, I've been watching the gas too. It bothers me.
I think in a couple months it's going to be down to $2.50 again.
Yeah, it'll probably come back down.
Remember 9/11? It went down to 95 cents.
Yeah,
it's because nobody was using it. See, that's part of the problem is supply and demand. That's
well, a lot of people are traveling. Mm-hmm. The airlines are booked. Man, have you tried booking flights lately? Man, flights are full. People are traveling.
And businesses are using more energy to produce more goods, and there's just supply and demand.
Okay, Walter. Well, great call, man. Appreciate it.
Hey, can I say one thing real quick about Patrick Colbeck?
Yes, go ahead.
I was listening to that 910 station this week, and one of the talk show host guy brought him on there to publicly embarrass him at the Mackinac Island thing they got going on with the candidates. I mean, the politicians down up there at Mackinac. He brought him on there to embarrass him, calling him out. He pre-planned it, too. He set Patrick Colbeck up, and Patrick Colbeck walked off his show. And he called him Islamophobia because what he said about that Muslim guy running for governor.
Yeah, well, Abu Sayed, as far as I've seen, all the information I've seen, and Pat is spot on the money with it, has some ties to the Muslim Brotherhood, which has ties to Hamas. I'm sorry. That's just the facts, folks. If you don't like it, lump it. It's just the facts. And don't blame Patrick Colbeck, the messenger, who's just spouting the facts. That's all Pat does. He's a smart guy. He's putting the facts out there. If you don't like it, tough nibbles, you know. That's just the facts. If you don't like the facts, move on.
Phil's show this morning, Abolitionist Roundtable, touched on that, and that was very
later, guys.
All right, take care, Walter. Yeah, so who else we got here? We got Gary from Hazel Park. Gary, welcome to the show.
Hey, Gary.
Hey, guys. I've been catching your drift.
Funny.
There you go. What do you got, man?
Hey, these tariffs, people tend to just pull their hair out and start running around like crazy men when they hear the word tariff, like it's something bad or something evil or something we can't deal with. For decades on end, our federal government has let us down and allowed what's called the Rust Belt to exist.